I'm Elaine Demers.
And I'm Karen Yakabuchi, SVP of People Operations and Technology. Our vision for our employee experience and engagement program is to continuously listen, take action on feedback, and hold ourselves accountable for fostering an inclusive community where employees are engaged and empowered. Leveraging Medallia's award-winning technology, we have created one of the most extensive employee listening programs out there. In addition to listening across key moments in the employee journey, we have an annual engagement survey to align our company focus areas, and we follow up with quarterly pulse surveys to keep us accountable for our commitments and identify new areas of opportunity.
In January of 2021, we sent a survey to our global workforce to understand their experience as a medallion. We heard from 84% of our employees, and in digging in their feedback and using Medallia text analytics, we were able to identify that our employees were talking about work-life balance and stress not only more, but with a more negative sentiment relative to other topics. At this point, we were nearly a year into the COVID-19 pandemic, and our employees were telling us that they were experiencing pandemic burnout.
Like every other company dealing with a global pandemic, this was new territory for us. We already had mental health benefits in place, but our data was telling us that we needed to do more. To understand what actions would have the biggest impact on improving work-life balance and stress, we tapped into the wisdom of our employees for ideas using Medallia's crowdsourcing technology. Over a quarter of the company participated in sharing their thoughtful ideas, commenting, and upvoting ideas they supported. Within 2 weeks, we generated over 35 employee-driven ideas to improve work-life balance at Medallia. To determine which benefits to make available to our workforce, we consulted our benefits experts and aligned on 4 employee-driven programs to roll out globally, which exceeded our initial commitments to just one program. Next, Ellie Hopkins, Medallia's VP of Total Rewards, will share how we think about mental wellness in the workplace and the initiatives we've implemented.
Hi, my name is Ellie Hopkins, and I'm Medallia's VP of Global Total Rewards. Elaine and Karen have asked me to talk about importance of wellness in the workplace today. So let me start by talking about mental health and mental wellness. Everyone's mental health is impacted by each aspect of their well-being. So it can be negatively affected by a physical injury, by financial worries, or, as we've seen in the last 2 years, for many people, social isolation. All of these things can put pressure onto the human mind. Likewise, research tells us that regular exercise, feeling financially safe and secure, and having the ability to interact in person with others can all boost our mental health. All of these pieces of well-being are inextricably linked. If one of them is damaged, like a table, the whole thing can become wobbly. So wellness programs and support structures in the workplace are absolutely pivotal to the success of business. If your people are not well, or feeling unwell, or not completely feeling safe and secure and engaged, they can only perform at their best for so long. Even if they keep trying, eventually any of those reserves of energy they have will run out. And what might have started as a minor issue can suddenly be huge, and that can sometimes have adverse consequences on your business. So this is why when we think of mental health, mental wellness, and general wellness programs in Medallia, we really think about the whole person to provide mental wellness programs that support holistic wellness. So some initiatives that were launched as a result of this crowdsourcing challenge. We had mental health days. So every quarter, the whole company is given a day off to spend doing absolutely whatever they want. And we set some guidelines around this. So 0 emails, 0 meetings unless it's an absolutely critical customer meeting, so that medallions can all take that day off at the same time and know that they'll come back and they won't have a ton of emails waiting for them. We have Focus Fridays where really it just allows people to focus. So we discourage any standing meetings or recurring meetings that might not need to occur on a Friday, and certainly discourage any sort of meetings that happen after lunch on a Friday, wherever your time zone. So we want people to be able to really focus, clear that inbox and feel good, ready for the weekend. We also launched Feel Good Fridays and the Sabbatical Initiative. So the 4 work-life balance programs that we launched as a result helped raise awareness of mental health, mental well-being, and the importance of keeping good mental health And this is a subject that is still taboo for many organisations. We know that giving employees a day off a quarter, that having a sabbatical programme isn't going to solve work-life balance on its own. But we do know that by communicating these to our employees, it also tells them that and reassures them that their mental health and mental wellness is a priority for Medallia. As a result of these challenges and as a result of implementing the programmes, our employees have become much more comfortable about talking about their mental health, mental wellness, and supporting one another. Mental wellness has become not just a top-down priority for Medallia, but a priority within individual teams and for individuals who have become empowered to really prioritise their mental health through whichever means that might be. So don't just take my word for it. Let's hear how Medallia's sabbatical experience has positively impacted our employees.
We went to Tanzania and Rwanda. And in Rwanda, we did a gorilla trek experience, going into the mountains and spending time with the gorillas there. And then we went to Tanzania and we were on safari in the Serengeti, where we saw part of the Great Migration, which was really incredible. Went into the Ngorongoro crater and saw the animals there. And then we went on a chimpanzee trek to Gombe Stream, where Jane Goodall did her original research on the chimpanzees. And our plan was to go to Zanzibar at the end. So really using the sabbatical experience to get time away to travel and experience parts of the world that I really wanted to see and experiences I really wanted to have without having to jeopardize, a job and career that I really love.
After 2 years of basically being pent up in the house, I live alone. I live with my 3 cats, and I'm a traveler by trade. I worked in the airline industry for quite a while, and I, am used to being on planes. And to not travel for 2 years was really something different for me. And to be honest with you, I kind of started maybe losing a little confidence in my just getting out into the world, and especially by myself. I've had great times traveling alone. I've traveled with people, of course, as well, but traveling alone, sometimes you have the best experiences. And the day I took off, I remember going, Barb, this is it. You're driving and you're going through Grants Pass by yourself and all this stuff. And I came back feeling, Barb, you put 12,000 miles on this car and you did it.
In less than a year of launching the 4 work-life balance related initiatives, we saw a significant improvement in our survey scores. The percentage of employees that agreed or strongly agreed with the statement, I'm satisfied with my work-life balance, grew by 10%. We saw similar improvements with how employees were talking about work-life balance and stress in their feedback. Not only did we see a 19% reduction in negative sentiment, we also noticed that employees were talking about burnout less and praising the initiatives that we took to take action on their feedback more.
In addition to the positive improvements we saw in our survey data, one of the equally rewarding parts was the positive responses on social media by our employees. For the first Global Mental Health Day, our employees flocked to social media to share what they were up to on their day off and express gratitude for a company that prioritized mental health. The social posts were entirely unprompted and yet so valuable in strengthening our talent brand in a competitive talent market. Since we launched these initiatives, we have observed many other companies putting more focus on mental health, which has been nothing short of amazing. We pride ourselves on being an employee experience leader, and we will continue to use employee feedback to modernize employee experiences at work.
One of the most powerful things about this initiative was how our employees came together to solve a pervasive issue in the workplace. The 4 programs that were launched as a result of this crowdsourcing initiative continue to live on and are still highly valued by our employees today. Medallia's crowdsourcing technology is now integrated into how we operate. It's used at the team level and at the global level to tap into the wisdom of our colleagues to surface ideas, topics, and questions. Listening, understanding, and taking action on feedback is just what we do here at Medallia, and it's what creates the employee-focused culture that we call Medallia.